Have Ping mastered the driving iron market for one little reason: adjustability. Hi everyone, I'm Lee Whitaker and I am testing the new Ping Crossover driving iron or iron today in the studio and out on the course. I'm going to be heading out to Whitsunday to hit some shots off the tee and some long approach shots with this iron. Now, I've always liked the Ping Crossover, but this time they've added adjustability, and that for me just gives you so much more variation, so much more fitting options when you want to get into a driving iron, because this is something that you will use a lot if you're not confident with your driver. So having that adjustability is massive. So I'm going to hit some balls in the studio. I'm going to get some numbers of what this 4-iron is doing, and I'm also going to take it out on course and see what the ball flight's like, see how it performs, and if this is something that is potentially there for you to put in the bag. Okay, so we've come out onto the course with a Ping iCrossover, and I'm going to do some testing with it. I'm going to hit some tee shots with it, I'm going to hit some shots out of the fairway, I'm going to hit some shots out of the rough, and show you why these clubs are potentially not the club to use in that situation where it's something like a hybrid. So that's where decisions need to be made about whether you have a 4 hybrid or a 4-iron. So off the tee, I expect this to be a fantastic club. Like all 4-irons, it should stay low and it should have a low penetrating ball flight. Out of the fairway, it'll be pretty good as well, but out of the rough is where I would normally find this club snagging up, maybe pulling the ball to the left, and is where I would want a hybrid into it. Now, it's not the most glamorous day here at Whitsunday today. It's rainy, it's drizzly, it's foggy. Let's hit some 4-irons off, hit a couple of 4-irons off this tee and see what the ball flight is like. This is a little bit downwind, luckily, so let's see how it performs off the tee. Now, people use this for position, so I would hope to be in the fairway more times than I wouldn't be. And I have absolutely yanked that to the left. Not the greatest tee shot. Did catch it pretty good out the middle. It's got a decent distance. It's just like, you would not be happy with that at all if you were playing off this tee. I can put that there with any club. Oh, that's the tall flight I want. That's the ball flight you want with this 4-iron. Straight down the middle, low penetrating ball flight. Exactly what I'd want this club to be doing. That first one, that was me, it wasn't the golf club. I just yanked it left. Felt good off the face, really solid off the face. A nice now sound, really soft. All in all, off the tee, pretty impressive. Just that first one was a bit of a yank. Right, so we've hit tee shots downwind. Now we've come to a tee box, the 8th here. That's into wind, and we're going to see how this club performs into wind. Now I'm going to hit one as a normal shot. This will be the white ball, and then I've got a yellow ball. I'm going to try and hit a little bit of a stinger if possible. The first tee shots weren't great. Well, the second one was okay, but the first one was a bit of a yank to the left. So let's see if we can get this in play. Now, if I was taking this off here, it would make it a definite 3-shotter. So I just want to be in play to be able to give myself a nice layup, to be able to have a shot into the green. That's a great strike. Nice and high, centre of the fairway. It's actually got a pretty decent distance, to be fair. It was a good strike, got up in the air nicely. The wind didn't really affect it that much. So it's definitely gone where I would expect a 4-iron to go. Oh, so easy to hit. I mean, that's gone pretty high, but it's penetrated a bit more. So it'll be interesting to see the difference in distance. The first one just sort of went up like a normal shot, whereas the second one sort of rode the wind a little bit. It still went a little bit higher than I was expecting, but it was a good strike. It felt superb, and to be honest, it's performed a little bit better than I probably would have expected into the wind. Okay, as we look down the line then, this is the stinger ball. And then just over there in the distance is the normal one. Now there's probably 2 yards in it. There's nothing in it whatsoever. And that's probably a testament a little bit to the club, that the fact that you can hit them high, you can hit them low, but they've gone similar distances. Now, distance wise off the tee into wind, they've probably gone around about 180. Now a 4-iron for me would be 205 with a decent strike. So 180 into wind is probably the drop off I would have expected, to be honest. They both did ride up in the wind, which was a little bit unfortunate. Let's hit some off the fairway and out the rough and see how this club performs then. Before we take these shots out of the fairway and the rough, let's head back to the studio, let's look at some numbers and let's see how this performs with dry ball data. Okay, so we've come back inside to look at the numbers. Now, average ball speed 130.8. Standard deviation pretty big, but I've kept in this one and this one just to show, because I hit them slightly out the toe, so that just shows the ball speed drop off from like a decent one at 134, 135, 133. If you just don't quite get it right, you're getting 126, 127. So you just get that ball speed drop off, and because of that, you'll get a distance drop off when we get up there. Launch angle 13.2, what I'd expect from a 4-iron. You know, it's going to launch low, and that's what I want it to do. I want it to launch low. This is something that, you know, I want the distance of. You know, this is a 205 yard, or would be a 205 yard club for me. So I need it getting there and penetrating in the ball flight. Spin 3.3. Now, there was one there that was a little bit lower, but the average is kind of around 3.5. It was just that that one dropped it down. 3.5 is fine for a 4-iron. 3.5 to 4,000 is where I'd want a 4-iron to be. So actually, it's in the ballpark of where I want it to be. Descent angle 40 degrees, it's just never going to get high. This is a 4-iron. It's all about sort of penetrating ball flight for me, so I'm not too fussed about that. And because of that, the peak height is lower. But again, I want it to be there. And an average carry of 204. And you see these 196, 197, that's the drop off from being slightly toey. So actually, sort of, you take them out, then we're averaging around sort of like 205, 206, exactly what I want my 4-iron to be doing. So let's see what you can adjust this to. And I love the fact that you can adjust this, but you've got to remember, whenever you adjust clubs in loft and lies, that you're going to slightly affect the lie angle and also the face angle, so you slightly open it. So this does go up in loft, up to 1.5 degrees up in loft and down 1.5 degrees in loft. But what it doesn't tell me is what the loft is of this 4-iron. So I will put it down here because I don't know at the time of filming this. But you can also change the lie angle to upright and flat. And all that adjustability is great as a fitter, because if you're slightly losing it to the right, you can you can slightly up the lie angle, and that just does what's called face plane tilt. So as the lie angle comes up, the face slightly points to the left, and as the lie angle goes down, the face slightly points to the right. And that can help straighten up a right to left or a left to right ball flight. And it's something you would do in fitting. You would have them bent, but having it as an adjustability factor on the club is superb, because as your swing changes, you know, if you're getting lessons and your swing changes, you can change the club for you, and I love that. But what I warn against is people who change it all the time, because then you don't get used to the club. Get the club to fit for you, and if you do make changes, fit it around those changes. Don't just think, oh, I'm losing it, right, I'm going to change the lie angle. You know, it's been fit for you in the first place. Okay, you can see here, I have two balls. I have one on the fairway, one in the rough. I'm going to aim for that bunker and see how they perform out the rough. Now, off the fairway, I would have no problems with this club, but out the rough would be where I would question using this club over a hybrid. So out the fairway first, a little bit of an uphill lie, so I'm going to aim slightly to the right of that bunker. The bunker is my target. I don't think I can get there. Oh, it's just come out dead straight. Actually a really good strike, and actually gone level with the bunker, which is really nice, really easy to hit, came off the ball really well. So out the rough, how's it going to perform? If it's anything like off the fairway, it's going to be a great club. Well, it's gone straight at the bunker where I aimed. Oh, it's superb. It's actually gone in it, pretty accurate. All in all, I think this Ping iCrossover is a great versatile club. Now, I wouldn't like to take it out of deep rough, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm not even going to try and attempt that, because it'll just get snagged up and probably pull left. Off the tee, definitely a low penetrating ball flight, really, really nice to see. You can get it up in the air if you want to. Off the fairway, really easy to pick up off the fairway, and out the rough, it performs just as well. All in all, a very versatile club, and with that adjustability to be able to adjust lie and loft, it's a step above the other previous 4 irons that I've either tested or have got in the bag. All in all, I'm super impressed by this Ping crossover. It performed great out on the course, great turf interaction, brilliant off the tee. Out the rough, it's okay, but you know, it's all 4 irons are going to struggle out the rough. That's why we've got hybrids in the world for those type of shots. But all in all, I am really impressed with this Ping crossover, and I love the adjustability factor. I've said it so many times. I just love that aspect of it, and if you can get that in a 3 and then a 2 iron as well, it's just going to help you. If you're in the market for a driving iron 4 upwards, please go and test the Ping crossover, because this is a great iron. It's not forgiving, you know, it's not this chunky thing that you can get with maybe the Strixon or the Titleist U500s or 505s. It's definitely going to reward a good shot, and it's going to punish a bad shot, whereas some of those other ones will just maybe help you if you get it slightly wrong. So just bear that in mind, that it's probably designed for that better player. But I'd love to know what you think. Are you a Ping crossover player? Have you used the previous models of this, and are you looking to change into this because of that adjustability? I'd love to know. And if you've liked this video, please do smash that like button down below. And as always, if you're not yet subscribed, which about 50% of you aren't, I'd love it if you could just hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and it's completely free to do. Lots more to come, and I'll see you all on the next video.